But first this morning, one of the most contentious issues in Australian political history will be settled in Canberra today. It's D-Day for the controversial carbon tax, which is about to pass through Parliament.
Tony Abbott launched a last-ditch bid to stop the carbon tax last night, attempting to amend the bill so the tax can't come into effect until after the next election.
This change is the biggest tax change in our history, and it should not come into force without first going to the people, asking them and getting their consent.
But it will all be in vain. The government has the numbers to quash his amendments, and the bill itself will pass through the lower house this morning.
This House of Representatives will record its vote on whether we believe climate change is real.
Quietly slipping through while the focus has been on the carbon tax is the plain packaging of cigarettes legislation. A vote is expected in the Senate today. Adam Todd, 10 News.
And that carbon tax vote is taking place right now, but the opposition is down by one frontbench MP. Sophie Mirabella was thrown out for 24 hours after she defied the Deputy Speaker. And we're joined by our political reporter John O'Doherty with all the details from Parliament House. Good morning, John. Now tell us what exactly happened last night and how will this affect today's final vote on the carbon tax bills?
Well, Tash, there were some very interesting scenes here at Parliament House last night when Sophie Mirabella got into an argument with the Deputy Speaker over whether her allocated time to speak against the carbon tax had in fact expired. Now, in response, the House voted to suspend her for 24 hours. That means she won't be able to take part in today's crucial vote on the controversial carbon tax. Now, overall, it won't make a difference because the government does have the numbers it needs in order to push it through the House, but it is a huge embarrassment for the opposition, especially given that one Liberal MP, Steve Shobo, has been flown back from New York just so that he can vote on the tax today. Let's have a listen to what went on last night.
The honourable member for Indi is warned. I name the honourable member for Indi. The Minister.
I move that the member's services be suspended from the House.
I put that question. All those in favour say aye. Aye. Those against say no. I think the ayes have it. Division required. Ring the bells. The result of the division is ayes 71, noes 57. The honourable member for Indi is suspended from the services of the House for 24 hours.
This morning, members of the government have been out describing today as an historic day. The Greens have been out taking credit, and the opposition has been out taking one last swipe at Julia Gillard's broken election promise.
The Greens, and Christine Milne not least, can take a great deal of credit. If we weren't here, we wouldn't be a nation moving ahead.
This is a significant day for the Australian nation, not only for Australians today, but for the generations of children to come.
This is the day that 72 ALP members betrayed their pledge to their communities not to introduce a carbon tax.
Tash, as I said, Sophie Mirabella being sidelined won't make a difference to the outcome. The carbon tax will pass the lower house today. But given how tight the vote is, certainly from the government's point of view, having Sophie Mirabella on the sideline does give it a little bit more breathing space on what is a very big day here in Canberra. Tash.
Absolutely. Thank you for the update. Our political reporter in Canberra, John O'Doherty, joining us there.